soiled for private gain, we believe he will still extend grace and mercy to everyone who has been caught up in this. What transpired in Shakahola is the work of the devil and his many disguised agents among us, and I'm sure you know them. This is a colossal failure of the state. It is an unforgivable failure of security intelligence that in theory extends from Nairobi all the way to Shakahola and every other village in Kenya, ending with the chiefs, assistant chiefs, village elders, and Nyumba Kumi heads. This system failed, and Kenyans deserve to know why. That so many people could walk away from their homes, stay away for so long, die without anyone noticing or reporting something amiss, demands an urgent public inquiry with consequences for those who slept on the job. This massacre requires that we evaluate our security and intelligence systems. We must reevaluate our intelligence system and redefine what it considers to constitute national security threats to it. If the dead and the dying had been in Shakahola, brewing or taking changa, or smoking bang, arrests would have been made swiftly. If the dead and the dying had been in Shakahola village, waiting for some non-establishment political leader, an alarm would have been raised, police would have taken notice, tear gas canisters would have been lobbed, and they would have been dispersed. Our definition of security needs a rethink and an overhaul. Obviously, you know what I mean here. Yeah. That if we had scheduled an Azimio rally in Shakahola, everybody would have been mobilized, to come and disrupt our meeting. But here we are. Now, because there were no orders from above, nobody cared what a clearly deranged church minister, in quotes, was doing with his victims. The people at the so-called above had no information because the system is broken and compromised at the bottom. These mass deaths could have been avoided if our criminal justice system worked. This tragedy had been brewing for years, but the criminal justice system has been too weak, too archaic, and too compromised to prevent it. The suspect behind this massacre has been in and out of court with his accomplices on numerous occasions. But the criminal justice system set them loose to go and commit more atrocities. Our criminal justice system failed the people of Kilifi in the same way it has failed the country countless times. The criminal justice and the security systems are too archaic and too self-important and too greedy to stand up for and protect the poor Kenyans. Because the victims were poor villagers, nobody cared, and everyone who should have cared looked the other way.
Na riu thirikari ni uritio guthurima atongoria a kidini niguo kugitira a Kenya kuma ukombo-ini wa kidini turia wonekanite mwena wa Shakahola kaunti-ini ya Kilifi. Ritana riri rikitio ni atongoria a kanitha wa PCA kaunti-ini ya Kirinyaga riri mere ithiite na mbere na guthikurio ya aria marari arumiriri a witikio wa ati mabatie kwihinga kuria na kunywa niguo mone Ngai. Wainaina wa Kiarie no tuharirie riboti ino.
Atongoria kanitha ma PCA kaunti-ini ya Kirinyaga riu ni maikitie mugambo wao wigie witikio rio kuretwo kihunjio ni kanitha wa Good News International mwena wa Kilifi rungu rwa muhunjia Paul Mackenzie. Wĩtĩkio wa kanitha ũyũ kũretwo kĩonia andũ atĩ no nginyagia mehinge kũrĩa na kũnyua nĩguo mone Ngai, na magana maingĩ ma andũ nĩ meingĩranĩtie na wĩtĩkio ũyũ na gũtiga makũmi maingĩ mao makuĩte makĩhinga, na rĩu atongoria a PCA morĩtie thirikari gũthũrimaga atongoria a kĩndini nĩguo kũgitĩra Kenya kumana na ũkombo wa mũthemba ũyũ.
Oro ũcio no njuge ti wa ũngai, tondũ Ngai atũheaga muoyo, ndatwĩtaga mwĩto-inĩ wa gũtũũraga. Ũndũ ũrĩa ũraganaga nĩ caitani, koguo maũndũ-inĩ maitũ ma kanitha nĩ twagĩrĩire kũmekĩra na kũmeka na njĩra ya gũtũma andũ aitũ makenerere Ngai wao na maiguage maiganĩire na ma-enjoy kĩrĩa Ngai amarathimĩte nakĩo.
This is a cult ina maũndũ hidden, maũndũ mehitho-inĩ ma ngungo matekwerekereria andũ a Ngai wagĩrĩru na wega na kĩrathimo makaenda gũkua.
Matongoretio nĩ Mũndarĩta Isaac Mĩgwĩ, atungatĩri aya nĩ mokĩrĩire Pastor Mackenzie nĩ ũndũ wa kũgeria arũmĩrĩri ake njĩra iria itagĩrĩire na gũcũngĩrĩria ikuũ.
Twambe tũrorane, ũngĩona mũndũ nĩ akĩra gĩkĩro kĩna nĩ wega kwĩrwo, tondũ gũtirĩ mũndũ indispensable gũkũ thĩ. Ithuothe nĩ twagĩrĩire gũkorwo tũgĩteithania, nayo thirikari kũrĩa ĩrĩ na mĩeke ona ĩkĩregister movement ĩmwe nĩ wega gũkĩrora maũndũ marĩa mareka kana nĩ matwaraine na ũguo moigĩte kana marathiĩ nja ya mũtaratara ũcio mwega.
Gũkinyĩria mũthenya wa ira, mĩĩrĩ ĩtanyihĩire 39 ya andũ arĩa marerĩkana gũkua thutha wa kwĩhinga nĩ thikũrĩtio mũgũnda-inĩ wa eka 800 ũrĩa ũrerĩkana nĩ wa Mackenzie, na mĩhang'o ĩno ya gũthikũria mĩĩrĩ ĩngĩ no ĩrathiĩ na mbere.
Mũndũ wothe wĩtaga mũkristiano nĩ agĩrĩire kũgĩa na ũigĩrĩrĩki na Ngai atwĩrĩte tũmwende to ngoro citũ ona gwĩciria gwitũ nakuo. Koguo andũ aitũ nĩ wega magĩe na gwĩciria nĩ atĩa marerwo, na gũkararia mũndũ ti gũkararia Ngai. Gũkararia ũrĩa mũndũ arerwo ti gũkararia Ngai.
Ministry ya ũgitĩri wa thĩinĩ nĩ yugĩte ũthuthuria mũrikĩru nĩ wambĩrĩirie, na ũmũthĩ rũhonge rwa borithi kũgerera mũnene wa borithi Japheth Koome nĩ rũkũheana ndũmĩrĩri ĩgiĩ ndeto ĩno gũkũ mũthenya wa rũciũ Minister Kithure Kindiki agĩtanywo gwĩkinyia mwena ũcio. Handũ-inĩ ha Kameme TV kaunti-inĩ ya Kirinyaga, njĩtagwo Wainaina wa Kĩarie.
Na tukihugukira riboti ĩngĩ nĩguo kũgacĩrithia motungata ma ũgima wa mwĩrĩ, thibitarĩ wa KU nĩ ũrĩkĩrĩirie mĩhang'o ya gwĩkĩra macini ya CyberKnife ya kũheana motungata ma radiation na bũrũri wa Kenya nĩguo wa mbere kũgĩa na macini ĩno gĩtarũ-inĩ kĩa Afrika ya irathĩro na Afrika ya gatagatĩ, na niyo ya kerĩ gĩtarũ-inĩ kĩa Afrika thutha wa bũrũri wa Egypt. Ministry ya ũgima wa mwĩrĩ kũhĩtũkĩra Minister wa ũgima wa mwĩrĩ Susan Nakumicha nĩ akĩranĩire ngirimiti na rũhonge rwa ũrũmwe wa mabũrũri rwa ũgima wa mwĩrĩ WHO harĩ kũgacĩrithia ũrigitani ũyũ.
And the WHO regarding the establishment of the WHO Emergency Regional Hub, which has been long overdue. This is indeed historical and momentous occasion for this country and the African region at large as we continue to work towards strengthening our health systems and improving our response to emergencies and disasters. Let me begin by thanking the Director General of WHO, Dr. Tedros, who I know you are representing him here today as the country director, for the decision to establish the regional hub in Kenya, being the third in Africa. As we are all aware, we are faced with increasing number of health emergencies, ranging from disease outbreaks such as the one that we are at the tail end, hopefully, of cholera. And there is an outbreak in our neighboring country, Tanzania, which has a significant risk of spreading to our country. These emergencies pose health, social, economic and security risks that threaten to reverse the years of health development progress in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have all witnessed over the past 3 years, COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the critical importance of preparedness and response in the face of health emergencies. One of the biggest challenges that the government of Kenya faced in the response was lack of essential commodities and products such as PPEs, and this was mostly due to the global supply chain challenges, and also we faced a vaccine apartheid. The government of Kenya appreciates WHO as a valued partner to the Ministry of Health, particularly during this time of COVID, and in strengthening our in-country systems and structures for emergency and preparedness and response. And to thank you also, Dr. Diallo, for the recent support that you gave us as we handle the unknown disease in Kakamega. We appreciate the continued collaboration between the Ministry of Health and WHO in developing disease-specific contingency plans, including viral emergency, hemorrhagic fevers, pandemic influenza, cholera, Rift Valley fever, and polio. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of Kenya recognizes and supports the new innovative initiatives launched by the WHO to improve the capacities of African countries to respond in real time to increasing numerous and complex health emergencies. It is in line with this that WHO Regional Office for Africa sought to strengthen and expand the WHO Emergencies Hub in Kenya to coordinate high-quality responses to health emergencies in Kenya and other Eastern and South African countries. It is envisioned that this hub will serve as a modern storage facility for essential medical equipment and consumables that will ensure timely logistical support to countries within emergencies in Eastern and Southern Africa. The hub will also be a center of excellence specialized in capacity building in health crisis and emergency management. An expanded and more versatile emergencies hub in Kenya would allow WHO to effectively and swiftly support Kenya and all Eastern and South African countries by maintaining stockpiles of medical and logistical supplies, onboarding and training multidisciplinary teams of human resources to serve Africa's allied emergency experts, and stationing WHO health emergencies professionals to ensure quick deployment during public health and humanitarian emergencies in Kenya and in Africa as a whole. Through this partnership with WHO, we will have access to the organizational global network of experts, knowledge, and resources. We will also be able to leverage on the latest innovations and technologies to improve our response times and our ability to provide essential healthcare services during emergencies. Furthermore, this hub will enable us to build on the progress we have already made towards achieving UHC. We are committed to ensuring that every Kenyan...
Na tugithie na mbere, atongoria a kaunti ya Nyandarua nimeranire kurutithania wira hamwe niguo gutigirira uthii wa na mbere ni wakinya matura-ini ma kaunti ino. Atongoria aya maugite ati uthii wa na mbere thiini wa kaunti ya Nyandarua ukoretwo ukigucia ni undu wa ngucanio gatagati ka atongoria wathani-ini muhituku. Ihinda-ini riu Senator John Mitho yaranirie ati thirikari cia kaunti nicikwamukira mbeca ona makiria kiraniro giki gigiuka thutha wa gavana Keri Badilisha kuria maseneta matindike gutigirira ati kaunti ciongererwo mbeca iria magayagirwo ni thirikari nene thiini wa mwaka wa kigina wa 2023. Kaunti ciragayagirwo ciringi bilioni 385 mugaru na ihoya riao.
Ya pili nikamwambia haja yangu ilikuwa maendeleo hapa kaunti ambayo iko na potential kubwa sana, lakini vita za siku zilizopita haingeweza kupata maendeleo. Nikamhakikishia hiyo mbili tu akitenda, nafikiri hata kura yangu nilimwambia itakuwa yake 2027. Toheti muhimu na kazi mariterira.
Wakati mwingine tukiweka bilioni 407 ni kwa sababu tumefanya mahesabu na tumeona vile itatupeleka. Tunaomba wakati mwingine mtetee ili tuweze kupatiana services kwa hawa wananchi na waweze kufurahi. Mambo ya insecurity katika Nyandarua imezidi. Na mimi nataka kusema nikiwa hapa Kajwiri, lazima apparatus zote za security sasa waamuke. Nilienda kule North Kinago kwa sababu ya kilio ya watu wa huko. Juzi watu waliiba petrol station pale, wakaiba shilingi 1,600. Mtu ambaye alikuwa ametoa jasho yake hiyo pesa ikaenda siku moja, na siku hiyo hiyo ikawa pia petrol station ya pale Jabini ikaibiwa shilingi 34,000 na hawakutosheka, wakaua watchman na tukazika. Hapo chini mahali inaitwa Dida wameua mtu wa biashara na tumezika. Pale Mukongi wameingia kwa shule, wamepiga watchman, wamefunga, wameshika wamama wawili walimu, wamerep. Na hiyo tumesema lazima ifike mwisho.
Na magavana kuma kaunti cia Mount Kenya nimeranire kunyitanira hari guthondeka ceceni cia iganda niguo gukinyaniria ukuria kaunti-ini ici na ho guthondeka mieke ya mawira magavana aya aria ni Anne Waiguru wa Kirinyaga, Cecily Mbarire wa Embu, Muthomi Njuki wa Tharaka Nithi na Kawira Mwangaza wa Meru moigite ino noyo njira ya gukinyaniria ukuria wa kaunti ici. Makiaria igongona-ini ria gucokia ngatho na guthurwo kwa gavana Cecily Mbarire ta gavana wa Embu, magavana aya maugite ceceni ici na iganda igukorwo ari uguni munene kuri arimi kaunti-ini ici hari kuongerera ikiro cia indo iria makuragia handu ha gucendia itari thondeke na thutha ucio magacoka kwenderio indo icio na thogora wa iguru. Ni maiguithanirie o kaunti ikorwo na kiganda gia kuongerera ikiro cia indo.
Na gavana Kawira ndio Kawira kaunti yake ni na population kwenda project ya waste management and kutoka Maeka. No kaunti yake ni na ya Embu na ya Tharaka Nithi ndio wa size. No kwa le brand tuto kujuga ati omulo akoro na project yake. Na kwa karato ya tatu trobano do de manoro makerenya sisi ya bakatakate na gavana kudomijukia kwa orea oge tumeane project nene muno ya waste management and county the work the wamelo kusimulia na wezi ya makerenya leo kama process wako na wezi ya korea yukwete ya Tharaka Nithi egoka maana ya korea mara meta complete waste cycle yoreni tumekana kwa no the project is what is no ya akora kiandikana ndio akora tumanga ndio ndo na makerenya ndio mara contribute na makale kwa
that I will move these ladies together and I will protect them where they need to be protected as they protect me and need to be protected. So that we can grow the economy of Kirinyaga, Embu, Tharaka Nithi and Meru through what we call aggregation centers and EEZ, special economic zones. Tunaongea Embu yalo factory ya makadamia, Meru, Tharaka Nithi na Kirinyaga are no basis in doing that factory. Tutaleta makadamia yetu wapi? Kazi kuna Tharaka Nithi wale mission ya east ile tuwe Tharaka Nithi tutikawame na tumishe tuti Nairobi kulete ku Tharaka Nithi so that we can do coordination as a team.
Let's take advantage of this moment of opportunities not once to make sure county they are there.
Na tugithii na mbere anyiti itemi sekta-ini ya ugendi ni maroria thirikari nene gwitikiria ndege cia kuma bururi-ini wa Turkey guthie imwe kwa imwe nginya Mombatha niguo kuongerera ithabu ria agendi mwena wa gicua-ini. Ritana riri riukite riri thirikari ya kaunti ya Kwale iranire gwika uria wothe ingihota niguo kwarahura ugendi mwena ucio. Sekta ino ikoretwo iri na igutha rinene makirie thutha wa kurugamio kwa ndege cia kambuni ya Turkish Airways na gavana wa kaunti ya Kwale Fatuma Achani neranire gutigirira ihingisha iria igumire sekta ino ni ciang'ethanirwo nacio.
Mheshimiwa Mutua, unaweza kuliziba lile pengo.
Kuna changamoto ambazo zingine zinawapata wale wawekezaji na hawana sauti ya kusema. Sababu sote tumesikia Kenya kuna shirika la ndege la Turkish Airlines ambayo imeweza kuzuiwa kutua hapa Mombasa na tunapoteza wageni wengi ambao wangeweza kuja hapa, wanaenda katika mataifa mbalimbali. Kwa hivyo sisi tutakuwa mstari wa mbele kuweza kuwashawishi wahusika wakuu ili tuweze kuona Turkish Airlines ikiweza kuingia ndani ya Mombasa, na ile itakuwa ni jambo ambalo litasaidia zaidi watalii kuingia hapa. Tutaipatia kipaumbele ushirikiano kati ya wale wawekezaji wenye mahoteli na serikali ya Kwale ili tuweze kusoma kutoka kurasa moja. So pale nyuma tumeona kulikuwa kuna pengo ambalo limewachwa. Kwa hivyo tutaanza kuziba hilo pengo, tuhakikishe ya kwamba serikali na wawekezaji wanatembea pamoja ili tuweze kuinua utalii.
Hatujafanya vizuri katika trade. Hatujafanya vizuri katika tourism. Nimekuwa ndani ya serikali for 2 terms na hii ni term yangu ya 3. Kama kitu hakijafanyika lazima useme hakijafanyika. Na kwa sisi kuziba lile pengo, tumeonelea Mheshimiwa Mutua anaweza kuliziba lile pengo. Kuna manispaa na kuna public administration. Tunatarajia tauni zetu ziwe ni safi. Hatutarajii tukipita mapipa yamejaa takataka paka zinafurika. Hiyo ndio kazi ambayo tuko nayo nyinyi. Hatutarajii tuko na enforcement officers kwa hospitali lakini madawa yanaibwa.
Na thirikari nĩ ĩgacĩrithitie ũgitĩri kaunti-inĩ ya Mombatha rĩrĩ macindano ma kĩbũrũri ma nyĩmbo ma mathukuru ma college na university marĩa maratabanirio kaunti-inĩ ĩno magathiĩ na mbere. Macindano maya marĩ ikereka-inĩ rĩa 61 na nĩ mateithagĩrĩria arutwo a mathomo matiganĩte. Na kũringana na mũrũgamĩrĩri wa kĩbũrũri wa mathako maya James Indimuli, macindano maya magucĩrĩirie mathukuru 500 magĩcindana wĩina-inĩ wa nyĩmbo na mĩthako ya ngerekano. Muoroto wamo arĩ kũgacĩrithia ũkinyanĩria wa mĩtambo ya kĩrĩu. Mathako maya magatirihwo tarĩki 29 thingira-inĩ wa iregi wa Mombatha, kũrĩa mũtongoria wa bũrũri atanyĩtwo gũgekinyia.
Game of the early year children to the verses, the choral and the solo, and then we have the play. The play is, of course, the epicenter of the drama festival. Then you have got modern dance and cultural creative dance. Then you have comedy, we have the narrative, we have the spoken word. For the colleges, we also have mime, and you have heard about the digital economy, the creative economy. So our theme